Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Night 1 of WWE SummerSlam 2025 is over, and it was headlined by Gunther and CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Both stars had a physical and bloody fight that many are calling a 5-star match. Seth Rollins then made his shocking return and cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase. Arguably, the biggest stars in the company were in the opening match. The opening bout saw Roman Reigns and Jey Uso team up to battle Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. This was a fantastic tag team match, and one of the interesting talking points of the match was Reigns sacrificing himself multiple times during the bout. Towards the end of the bout, the OTC pushed Jey Uso out of the way of a spear from Braun Breaker, essentially sacrificing himself for his cousin. Needless to say, this is dramatically different from what Roman Reigns usually does. Roman is typically quite selfish, so fans were shocked to see him take this route. Why did Roman sacrifice himself for Jey? This article will take a look at a handful of possible explanations for the bizarre decision. Below are 3 reasons why Roman Reigns sacrificed himself for Jey Uso at WWE SummerSlam. 3. He likely knew Jey Uso could get the win if Jey was allowed to keep fighting. Jey Uso has surprised many with his performance in recent years. Fans knew Jey was a capable tag team performer for many years. As one half of the Usos, the Yeet Master has carved out a Hall of Fame career. What fans didn't expect was for Uso to find solo success, too. Over the past year or so, Jey has managed to win the Intercontinental Championship and the Men's Royal Rumble match. He even shocked WWE fans by defeating Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns is well aware of how Jey is a multi-talented performer. While Reigns has a big ego, he was likely well aware that his cousin is at his peak right now and is especially great as a tag team performer. As a result, the OTC may have sacrificed himself knowing it was the best chance for the team to win. Jey Uso overcame the odds many times and is an incredible tag team star. If anyone could have won it for them, it's Jey. 2. Roman Reigns' character in WWE could be evolving. The Roman Reigns character has undergone significant evolution in WWE. In the beginning, he was a member of The Shield alongside Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Generally speaking, he was the quiet member of the group who served more as the muscle. Eventually, when The Shield ended, Roman Reigns went solo in WWE and tried to flesh out his babyface persona, but it never really clicked. The big dog seemed nice, but he was missing an edge. However, things changed in 2020 when Roman embraced being the tribal chief and began the bloodline. His character over time evolved into a narcissist who was self-absorbed and abusive mentally, verbally, and physically toward others. Upon turning into a babyface again last year, Roman didn't change a lot of those character traits. He was still dismissive and manipulative. He was hot-headed and self-absorbed. By sacrificing himself for Jey Uso, Roman took the first step in truly evolving again. 1. The tribal chief might finally feel guilty over how he treated Jey Uso in the past. The Bloodline will go down as one of the best and most successful factions in WWE history. The group formed in 2020 and, over the years, has featured notable members such as Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and The Rock. Of course, Roman Reigns was the leader of the faction. Unfortunately for those involved, this meant he was abusive towards them. Sometimes he would attack his family and WWE stablemates, but more often than that, he would verbally eviscerate them. Jey Uso arguably got it the worst. He was routinely gaslit by Roman and made to feel less important at times. Then, when Jey was ready to snap, suddenly he was the right-hand man of the bloodline. It was a constant array of ups and downs from the OTC to keep Jey under his thumb. While Roman initially denied how he treated Jey, there is a chance that now he truly feels bad about it. If he realized the error of his ways, it could explain why Reigns shockingly sacrificed himself for Uso. It could have been his way of apologizing. WWE SummerSlam 2025 delivered one of the most emotional and shocking moments in recent memory when Roman Reigns, the indomitable tribal chief, chose to sacrifice himself for Jey Uso. This moment left fans stunned, dissecting the layers behind such a dramatic and unexpected decision. Roman Reigns' sacrifice wasn't just a random act of goodwill, it was a calculated, deeply personal move that speaks volumes about his character, his leadership, and his complicated relationship with his bloodline. Here are the 3 core reasons why Roman Reigns sacrificed himself for Jey Uso at WWE SummerSlam. 1. Roman's loyalty to family and the bloodline legacy. At the heart of Roman Reigns' WWE persona is the notion of family. The tribal chief image isn't just a gimmick, it's a reflection of the real-life significance WWE places on the Bloodline faction, one of the most dominant stables in modern wrestling history. Roman's leadership has always been about asserting dominance for his family, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and the entire Anoa'i dynasty. Protecting Jey Uso's rise. Jey Uso, as Roman's younger cousin and key member of the Bloodline, has been in the spotlight recently as the next-generation star. Roman's decision to sacrifice himself was a strategic move to protect Jey's trajectory. By taking the fall, Roman ensured that Jey's reputation and momentum remained intact. This showed that Roman prioritizes the long-term survival and success of his bloodline over his own personal glory. Roman knows that the bloodline's dominance depends on strong successors, and by making this sacrifice, he passed the torch in a subtle but powerful way. He proved that even though he is the head of the table, he's willing to put the family's future first, even if it means taking a significant loss on a grand stage like SummerSlam. 2. Roman's complex redemption arc and character growth. Roman Reigns has evolved drastically over the years, from the face of WWE as the big dog to the ruthless tribal chief. His character has been defined by dominance and control, often at the expense of others, including his own family. But the recent storyline has added layers of complexity, showing Roman grappling with guilt, responsibility, and the need for redemption. The sacrifice is a moment of humility. Roman's sacrifice was a powerful moment of humility, a break from his usual persona of arrogance and invincibility. It symbolizes his internal struggle and desire to be more than just a tyrant. He acknowledges the weight of leadership and the cost it demands, and in this moment, he chose vulnerability over dominance. This sacrifice can be seen as Roman's attempt to atone for past mistakes. In previous storylines, Roman's pursuit of power caused rifts within the bloodline, especially with Jey Uso. By stepping down in this critical match, Roman sought to repair their fractured relationship and show that he values Jey's well-being above all. The storytelling here is rich. A leader willing to sacrifice himself reflects real-life themes of redemption, responsibility, and the painful decisions leaders must sometimes make for the greater good. 3. Strategic WWE booking, setting up a bigger storyline. Beyond character motivations, Roman's sacrifice serves a larger purpose in WWE's long-term storytelling. WWE has always excelled at weaving multi-layered narratives that keep fans invested, and this moment was a masterstroke in that regard. Building Jey Uso's credibility as a top star. Roman Reigns' sacrifice immediately elevated Jey Uso. By letting Jey come out looking strong at SummerSlam, WWE is signaling to the audience that Jey is ready to step into bigger shoes, potentially as a future tribal chief or main eventer. This sets the stage for new rivalries, fresh storylines, and a reshuffling of WWE's top card. Creating tension within the bloodline. Roman's sacrifice also fuels tension and uncertainty within the Bloodline faction. Fans will speculate, is Roman's leadership under threat? Will Jey rise and challenge Roman for control? Could this lead to a breakup or civil war within the family? This storyline opens up numerous possibilities for future shows, surprise betrayals, power struggles, and emotional confrontations that fans live for. Roman's sacrifice wasn't just an isolated event, it was a catalyst for a sprawling, emotionally charged storyline that will play out over the coming months. Conclusion: a sacrifice that resonates deeply. Roman Reigns sacrificing himself for Jey Uso at WWE SummerSlam was far more than a simple plot twist or match outcome. It was a defining moment that underscored Roman's loyalty to family, his personal growth, and WWE's strategic vision for the future. Family first, Roman showed that the bloodline legacy is more important than any one man's glory. Character depth: the sacrifice reflected Roman's journey from a ruthless leader to a more complex, redeeming figure. Storyline mastery: WWE's booking used this moment to elevate Jey Uso and set up new intrigue and drama for months to come. In the end, Roman's sacrifice was a perfect blend of storytelling, character development, and wrestling drama, the kind of moment that reminds fans why WWE continues to captivate audiences worldwide. Would you like me to help create a full wrestling promo script or a deeper storyline breakdown for Roman and Jey's future based on this moment? Roman Reigns taken out as Jey Uso eats mid-match at SummerSlam. WWE superstars Roman Reigns and Jey Uso have teamed up for a match at SummerSlam 2025. During their bout, the OTC was brutally assaulted by their opponents. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso joined forces after a long time to face Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in a tag team match on Night 1 of WWE SummerSlam. Their bout opened the show with Uso making the first entrance, followed by Reigns. The OG Bloodline duo started the match strong, taking out both of their opponents. In recent times, the Yeet Master has been doing encores of his entrance mid-match. Uso did something similar tonight as well, and many were expecting Reigns to join him. However, as Jey was standing on the turnbuckle, Breaker and Reed pulled the OTC out of the ring and started brutally assaulting him. When the former World Heavyweight Champion noticed this, he immediately climbed up higher and jumped from the top turnbuckle, taking out everyone. Going into the match, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed had the upper hand as they viciously attacked Roman Reigns and Jey Uso on this week's Raw. However, the OG Bloodline duo turned things in their favor at WWE SummerSlam by emerging victorious against Seth Rollins' stablemates. It will be interesting to see if the Triple H-led creative team has planned anything for their feud going forward. SummerSlam 2025 was supposed to be the night Roman Reigns solidified his dominance as the head of the table, but instead, it became the night the Bloodline's future shattered right in front of millions of fans worldwide. In a stunning, jaw-dropping moment, Jey Uso yeeted Roman Reigns mid-match, an act that sent shockwaves through WWE and left the WWE Universe reeling. The build-up, Bloodline tensions reached boiling point. For months leading into SummerSlam, tension had been simmering within the Bloodline faction. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, had been ruling WWE SmackDown with an iron fist, and Jey Uso, his cousin and former protege, had been struggling under the immense pressure and conflicting loyalties. Backstage whispers suggested that Jey was growing restless, tired of living in Roman's shadow and longing to step out as leader in his own right. The fans could feel the subtle cracks, too, in promos and backstage segments where Jey looked less like a loyal Bloodline soldier and more like a man wrestling with his conscience. The story was perfectly crafted, the prodigal cousin seeking his moment of rebellion, the moment where family loyalty would clash with personal ambition and self-respect. SummerSlam main event, the match that changed everything. The match itself was set up as a high-stakes triple threat involving Roman Reigns, a top contender, and Jey Uso himself. The tension was palpable even before the bell rang. Roman's usual stoic and commanding presence was tinged with frustration, while Jey came out with a hunger that no one could ignore. As the match progressed, the brutal back and forth made it clear this wouldn't be a typical Bloodline affair. Every near fall and every strike told a story of a fractured family on the brink of implosion. Roman showed his trademark ruthlessness, but Jey's fire and determination kept him in the game. The moment, Jey Uso yeets Roman Reigns mid-match. Then, the moment no one saw coming. Roman was setting up for a decisive move, his devastating spear, on the outside of the ring. The crowd was on its feet, sensing the inevitable finish. But as Roman charged, Jey Uso suddenly sidestepped and with an explosion of strength and emotion, he yeeted Roman Reigns over the top rope and into the barricade outside the ring. The arena erupted. This was more than a wrestling move, it was symbolic. Jey wasn't just taking Roman out physically, he was rejecting the dominance Roman held over him and the Bloodline. The shock was palpable in Roman's stunned expression as he crashed to the floor, dazed and vulnerable for the first time in a long time. The commentators were breathless. Fans were on their feet, chanting Jey's name with a mixture of disbelief and excitement. The fallout, what this means for the Bloodline. This single act shattered the illusion of unity within the Bloodline. Roman Reigns, for so long the unquestioned ruler, had been publicly humiliated and taken out mid-match by his own cousin. The implications were seismic. Immediately after the match, backstage scenes showed a visibly shaken Roman Reigns, while Jey's face was a mix of determination and heartbreak. Was this a premeditated betrayal or a desperate cry for freedom? The WWE Universe was left speculating endlessly. WWE Universe reacts, fans and social media explode. Within minutes, social media was ablaze with reactions. The hashtag #JeyEatsRoman trended worldwide. Fans praised Jey Uso's boldness, calling it one of the most electrifying moments in recent WWE history. Longtime Bloodline supporters were torn, some still rooted for Roman, calling Jey a traitor, while others admired Jey's courage to stand up and make a statement. Wrestling forums exploded with debates about what this meant for Roman's character and the future of the Bloodline faction. Even WWE legends chimed in. Some praised Jey for shaking things up, others warned Roman might come back even stronger, hinting at a brewing epic feud. Behind the scenes, what could this mean for Roman and Jey's characters? From a storytelling perspective, this moment is a masterstroke. It sets up multiple potential paths for both wrestlers. Roman Reigns, the humiliated chief, this incident opens the door for a darker, more ruthless Roman. Betrayed by family, Roman could embrace a more vicious persona, willing to destroy anything in his path to reclaim his throne. Or, it might force him to show vulnerability and reflect on the cracks in his leadership, adding emotional depth to his character. Jey Uso, the rebel rising, for Jey, this is a career-defining moment. No longer a sidekick or second fiddle, he stands tall as a challenger not just to Roman's title, but to his legacy. His move to physically and symbolically throw Roman out of the match speaks volumes about his ambition and independence. What could this mean for the Bloodline faction? The unity of the Bloodline has been a central storyline in WWE for years. This moment threatens to dissolve that foundation. The faction might splinter, with some members loyal to Roman and others siding with Jey, or even creating new alliances altogether. The betrayal might also invite outside interference. Could new stars or returning legends see this as an opportunity to insert themselves into the chaos? WWE Creative could weave in a host of new rivalries and alliances, making the Bloodline saga even more compelling. SummerSlam's most shocking moment? Without a doubt, this will be remembered as one of the most shocking moments in SummerSlam history. The visuals of Jey Uso hoisting Roman Reigns and launching him over the barricade will be replayed for years. WWE highlight reels and promos will showcase this as the turning point for the Bloodline era. Fan theories and predictions. Wrestling fans love to speculate, and this moment has generated several popular theories. Jey Uso will challenge Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal title at the next pay-per-view, setting up a heated personal rivalry. Roman Reigns could form a new faction or recruit outside help to reclaim his dominance, possibly turning even darker. The betrayal could be part of a larger storyline involving Paul Heyman or other Bloodline members, hinting at more betrayals or shocking alliances to come. The Yeet is symbolic of a family feud that will dominate WWE programming for months, with intense promos, backstage segments, and high-stakes matches culminating at WrestleMania 2026. Final thoughts: the beginning of a new era in WWE. Roman Reigns being taken out mid-match by Jey Uso yeeting him over the barricade is more than just a surprising spot, it's a seismic narrative shift. It humanizes Roman, empowers Jey, and throws the entire WWE landscape into exciting uncertainty. For fans, it's a reminder why wrestling storylines can be as gripping as any TV drama, with raw emotion, family betrayal, and the fight for power all wrapped into one unforgettable moment. SummerSlam 2025 will be remembered as the night the Bloodline fractured, and a new chapter in WWE history began, all because Jey Uso had the courage to yeet the tribal chief out of the ring and into the spotlight.